Okay. We're good.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure I can find the photo I want quickly so that when I get started talking, I'm not like fumbling around looking for it.
Okay.
Which will give people some extra time to hop on if they're hopping on late. Okay, perfect. Oh, right. Okay. Hi, everyone. Okay, so this is pretty cool. I learned this a couple years ago when I first got started in the business. There's a life coach out there, and his name is Satema Gali. He's pretty hardcore, but he delivers really, really good info, and he does a lot of like women's like workshops, and he's on Facebook. He has a personal page and then like a business page, and he always has like really good information. Sometimes he does lives or videos. But one of the things that he taught in one of his seminars. So this was someone that went to a seminar, got like paid he charges a lot of money, so paid the money, and then brought it back to us and taught us this, and it's called Core 4. And so it's a really kind of like a visual checklist, a really easy way to keep yourself in balance for your business and your life, and meeting all those personal things that we want. And when you find that when you fill in the 4 squares and you find that balance, you find that you're actually more productive, you feel really good, you're not feeling guilty for missing out on this or missing out on that. So I'm just going to go ahead and share the picture, and I can message it to anybody who needs it afterwards if you like this idea. So you don't have to try to take a screenshot or anything like that. But let me grab this picture, and we'll just go over it really quick, and I'll explain how easy it is. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I know like I have this printed out and put in like a sleeve so I can use a wet erase marker. I know people who have it printed out and like put on their wall. I know girls who have saved this as their screensaver or like their wallpaper on their phones, just to kind of remind them. So it's, as you can see, it's broken out into 4 categories, and then within each category there's 2 subcategories. So we're just going to go over them from, starting at the first one and then go from left to right and then down. So the first section is body. And one of the really cool things about our business is that we are a health and wellness company. So we should be doing some type of fitness, and this doesn't have to be anything hardcore. All this means is that you are you're looking just to kind of break a sweat. So I know, like, when I was working full-time, I had to be in the office super early. So what I would do before I walked out the door is I would just do as many jumping jacks as I could before I had to leave. And that kind of, like, worked up a sweat, and it also got me energized for the day. If you do boot camp classes or you go do Zumba or you work out at home, whatever it is. But you want to try to just break a sweat every day. And, and I can't see the chat right now, so if anybody has a question, just interrupt me as I'm talking. So once you complete your exercise for the day, whether that's 10 minutes or an hour, you get a half a point. And then for the nutrition, he always talks about having a green smoothie. So for him, that is like putting, spinach and pineapple and ice and whatever in a blender and having a green smoothie for breakfast. we actually have it really easy because we have our greens, and there's really no reason why we shouldn't be taking our greens every day. So that you get, by taking your greens, you get a half a point for that as well. And then those two add up to a full point. So you can like check off body or whatever for the day. And the reason why it's really important to get that exercise in, I feel, is because it when you exercise, you release endorphins, which are feel-good hormones. And like I said, if you do it in the morning, it kind of just sets you up already to feel like you've accomplished something. You've got those feel-good hormones that you've released. You have energy like right away. And greens actually really help you get through an exercise, so you can kind of kill two birds with one stone. Plus, you can take the products and see even more amazing results with your exercise. So it's really, conducive to get that in there. Okay, the next section is being. So with being, the first part is study, and he put scripture journal in here because he is super religious, but it doesn't have to look that way. So for myself, I can't say that I'm an atheist. I have some level of spirituality. It just isn't very conventional, and it probably doesn't look very normal to most people. So for me, my type of study like that would be a different kind of personal development. So whatever you like, it's just a self-help, like a personal self-help, not anything to do with business, but something that is healing and loving for you. And I would say I would say either listen to an audible or read, and keep it at the least amount of time would be like 10 minutes. Or like if you do have a job, you can listen to it while you go to work. That's what I used to do when I went to work. I would just pop in my audible. So once you do your personal development of for you get another half a point. And Satema always talks about meditation. And meditation is really cool. If you guys don't know how to meditate, or if you've never tried it before, it is so healing for your mind, your body, and your soul. And if you are very new to the practice, I would just start out with just 5 minutes a day. And one of the things that Satema always talks about is starting out try doing it the same place and the same time every day. So how this could look like for you if you work is when you get home from work, just take when you pull into your driveway, just take 5 minutes really quick and do some meditation. And again, if you're new to the practice of meditation, you can Google like 5-minute meditations. There's meditation apps out there that you can use, or you can just ask me and I can throw you a whole bunch of stuff. I don't do it anymore, but I used to walk my dog and throw in some like type of abundance meditation and just kind of like walk her. And obviously I wouldn't close my eyes, but just kind of get lost in the words. So it can look any way that you want it to, but there's something really big about having that type of mindset and really healing yourself and taking yourself out of the moment that you're in. And what you'll find is you'll kind of want to expand on that practice. And when you're having a tough time, you'll kind of like just stop and breathe for a few seconds to, a couple of minutes just to reset yourself. So it's super important. So once you do that, you get another half a point, and those equal up to a full point, and you've got your being done. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, I'll keep going. Okay, so balance is really cool because your very first relationship 1, this should always be your family, always. So whatever that looks like for you and your family. So whenever I used to teach this a lot, but what I would always say is for your relationship one, that should be your family. If your family is like whoever you live with is just like kind of not understanding why you're in this business or why you're always on your phone, this is a great way to say, okay, this business is really important to me and it means a lot for me to be successful. And I know that you don't quite get it yet, but what do you need from me in order to make you feel a little bit more comfortable with me being on my phone working this business? And that might mean your husband just saying, I really wish that you'd put your phone down while we have dinner, or I wish you would watch a movie with us every night, or I wish you would go to bed with me. Whatever it looks like, then you say, okay, and that will be you honoring that part of your balance and your relationship. It is okay to put your phone down and spend time with your family. Same thing with kids. Like if you have kids, come home from work or take that time to really honor your kids' relationship and, put the phone away. I have a 4-month-old, so when she is awake and not eating, I'm very present with her. And, I take lots of pictures and videos, so I never put my phone completely away. But I'm very present with her, so it's okay to put that phone down and don't feel pressured and honor that relationship. So that's what relationship one is. And as it says right in the little small print, love, honor, appreciation. So this can also look like for the relationships that mean the most to you, like your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or maybe, you're younger and you live with your parents, or, you have children who are a little bit older. Send them a message every single day that's just really loving and really, really honors who they are and that shows your appreciation for them. But do it with the intention that you're not going to get a message back. Eventually, if you don't get a message back, eventually you'll start to. But what that does is it just shows that person that you're consistently thinking of them and you really feel good by doing that. So once you invest in those relationships every single day, you mark out the time that you want to spend with your family, you get your half a point. Your relationship two is going to look like, it could be just one person, it could be 10 people. You get to decide this, but this is where you're going to build a relationship with. Maybe you want to just reach out every single day next month to a loyal customer, an old loyal customer. So again, you're just going to send them a text, an email. Maybe you want to write them a little love note and mail it out to them, or even do like a cute little Snapchat video or something, just showing that you love them for the person that they are. You honor them for being your loyal customer and you appreciate their business. You can also do this for people that you really, maybe someone's on your dream team or your chicken list and you really are afraid to message them. You can, build on that relationship by doing this part of balance and doing, maybe investing in it once a week and really just sending them a really nice love note or something. So you get to pick who this person / people are, but every day invest in someone more than just the regular engagement that we do. Really, really have the intention set out that you're going to get to know somebody. And what happens is, I think everybody's aware that there's just a lot of negativity in the world today. And when you reach out to someone and you're just so unapologetically supportive and positive to them, they are going to watch you. They're going to be so appreciative of you and the fact that you took your time out to show them a little love. And those types of people, they will be watching you. And even though it's not for that, it's just to make someone feel good and invest in a relationship, because then when you fill someone else's cup, you fill your own cup. But you'll just see more relationships flourish. You'll see your business flourish. You'll look forward to sending love notes to people and want to add more into that day, into your day. You might even want to take a power hour out just to, you know, show support and love to people. So once you do that with at least one person for relationship 2, you get another half a point, so you get a whole point for that, and your balance is done. And then the last section is business, and I think for most of us this is the easiest to do or the hardest, depending on where you are in your journey. So for the first section, it's study. So sales, marketing, systems. This can be reading a personal development book for business. This can look like watching a YouTube video or a live video from one of the top income earners. This can be for you guys tonight that are on, that this qualifies for that, but you really want to get that personal development for your business into. How are you filling your cup so that you are still invested in your business, finding ways to grow your business, trying to become more of a business owner? You really want to get that in there. So when you are finished with that, and again, at least 10 minutes a day, preferably like 30, but I know not all of us have the same time in the day, so at least 10. And once you get that in, you get your half a check or half a point. So let's say that you found a video that you really wanted to watch, but it's an hour long. Just break it up. That's okay. Or find ways to watch it that, you know, are kind of unconventional. So when I was working full time, when I was doing my makeup, I would just pop, you know, a video on or a training on or whatever, and do that while I was doing my makeup. And then if it was a really good one and I didn't want to break it up and listen to the next part the next day, I would just put it on in my car and flip I would read, but you have to want to put that in there. I would listen, and I still do this actually. I will put on a personal development video while I'm cooking dinner, and just kind of as I'm like putting around the kitchen, listen to whatever I have put on. And then I love to crochet, and it really is like really soothing for me. So I will put on a Audible and listen to either one, business, or being personal development while I crochet, and it kind of kills two birds with one stone, because I get to focus on a project that I want to get finished, and I get to listen to my personal development, and I'm a much better person after I'm done doing it, because it takes my mind off of whatever my anxiety is getting to. So then the next part is execute, take action. You guys, this is what we do every day, posting, messaging, all that good stuff, doing your 6 list, however you run your business, but you get to execute and take action. And when you're done with that, you get your half a point equals a full point. You're done with your business. So 4 points a day times 7 equals 28 points. Not or die, but like I said, Zatem is really hardcore. But I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. I've gotten away from doing core 4, and I really don't know why. I think we just make our lives more difficult than they have to be sometimes, or we get lost in our own head. But my business was flourishing when I made it a point to invest in myself this way every single month. Because you're really taking time to hit all of the points in your life that you need to you want to fill your cup so it's overflowing and filled with abundance. And this is a way to fill each section of your cup, and it's an easy reminder as well. So that is core 4 in a nutshell. If you guys have any questions or want me to touch on a certain point, kind of like go into further detail, I'm more than happy to do that. Or if you have questions afterwards, like always, you can message me anytime.
That was really interesting. I never heard of that. So that was really interesting to see like the different points of it. So thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
If anybody needs it, we have that picture. Well, I have
Yeah.
the picture because Corey sent it to us. So you could definitely ask me and I'll send it to you. Awesome. Anybody have any questions regarding that topic? I know we have another section of the meeting, so we're gonna
Okay.
talk about distributors, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Corey.
You're welcome.
I'll get more questions as we're going on. So like right now I'm like trying to soak it in, you know, like
Yeah, of course.
I liked it. Awesome. Natalie, did you want to start with that or with the next topic?
Sure. Well, we said that we also wanted to talk a little bit about how do we even find potential distributors? How do we talk to them? And I know there is not very one thing how you talk because everyone is different. But we kind of wanted to share in between three of us, and if anyone else wants to kind of jump in and wanted to share their conversation or what they send out, feel free to do that. So I'll just gonna start, and I really don't have any like notes, anything, just literally just what I've been talking, let's say today and in the last few days. So I personally, where do I find my potential distributors? I message. I reach out to people on Instagram. Most of my people, I do reach out on Instagram, but I sometimes also ask on Facebook, but it is through social media. So when I am offering, all I'm doing is I'm asking if they are interested, if they would be open to hear more information on how to make some extra income. If someone said yes, I actually do have a script, even though I don't use too many scripts, but that's the script that I usually would say anyway. So I would definitely, send them maybe like 4 or 5 sentences where I say very briefly of what this company is about. It's a health and wellness company. I do not say any prices, like anything about business kit, just saying what we do. So basically we hold on, I'll just kind of just read from it. So basically we share health and wellness products and business opportunity. We work from our cell phone on social media, and that's how we build our business. So very, very little. And then my purpose is always, I try to ask questions. I try to get to know them while they are still interested. I try to find out maybe what are they doing, where are they living. I always wanted to know if they're local to me or not, because I never know. Sometimes you can find that through Instagram, through the account, and sometimes you don't. So, and if I know they are local, I always offer them to meet up. So it's something that works for me very well. I ask them to meet for coffee. When I do ask them, most of the time I give them 2 options. Let's meet maybe Thursday in the morning or Friday afternoon. So if they cannot make it on Thursday and Friday, they'll let me know. But usually, at least there's something that they can pick. And if they cannot make it, they'll, we'll just like, it's okay, no problem, we'll do it next week. So that's kind of my goal. So I send them a message, they'll respond back to me. And while I'm giving them a little bit of information of what we do, I'm also asking them at the end of the message if that's something they're interested to, if they're even interested, and what are they doing, what do they work, where do they work, maybe school, and if they are local or not to me. So those are the things that I try to find out right away. When they responded back to me and tell me they are local, then like I said, I'm not gonna give them too much more information. I'm gonna try to meet up with them. If they are not local, I actually will ask them if they are, available to talk on the phone. So I think that's something that I like to do, because I feel like if I have people on the phone, I'll be able to answer all their questions. and really get to know them. What I've learned in the last few years is actually like in the last year, that it's not about us, it's about them. So it's really, we have to focus on listening and asking the right questions, obviously, and then listening. Why are they even wanted to do this business? How much money do they want to make with this business? Because then you will know what to talk to them about. If there's people who actually like to join because of our friendship, of our you know how we always talk about fun and friendships, and there's some people that would like that's what attracts them. There are some people that wanted to make maybe a few $100, and then some people wanted to make $2,000-3,000. So you don't want to talk to people about making Ambassador Diamond if that's not what they wanted. So that's what I usually do. And I always ask, are you ready? When would you like to start? So those are the questions I do not afraid of asking, which at the beginning I feel like almost awkward. And now it's the last question. If I answer all the questions, that's another one. I always ask, so what questions do you have for me? I don't ask them do you have any questions? I ask them, what questions do you have for me? Usually there's a few questions that they ask all the time is, how do you get paid? I only talk to them about 3 ways of getting paid. Is obviously the wrap cash, the weekly fast start bonuses, and the monthly commission. I do not go, we do have another few other ways that we getting paid after diamond level, but I don't try to, I'm not talking about that. That's for later. What else? The other questions, they always wanted to know if they have to buy a certain amount of products. So that's another thing that I always explain to them. I just had a conversation yesterday over the phone. No, was it Monday? Yes. And it was it was people want to know, they already have questions. So all I'm doing is just answering the questions. And in the meantime, I also trying to find out who they are, what are they doing, and all that stuff. So I'm trying to think if I haven't forgotten anything. You guys can add if I forgot something.
I love that. I do a lot of what you do, Natalie. I like to remind, like, especially my team, that getting distributors is a little harder than getting LCs, because I don't know, I feel like it's more of a commitment. You know, people are joining a business, they're starting their own business. So a lot of times, you know, I even get discouraged when someone doesn't sign up right away, you know? So I want you guys to really, like, you know, the first time you talk to someone, it might not happen right away. You know, it is a process, and they want to trust you. They want to feel like they know you before they join. So one thing that I really love to do is talk about my struggles before It Works. Talk about why I joined It Works, where I am now. I like to, you know, talk about the business, be excited about the business, because that people want to see that, you know. If you're not personal with the business, I feel like they're not going to know you. There's so many distributors that sign up and they tell me exactly, like, I don't know why, but I trust you. And it's because I bring them into my life through social media. So make sure you're posting about your life, your, you know, what you do daily, why you joined this business. What are the perks about the business? You know, your struggle before you joined, and you know, if you just started, you know, what the business is going to do for you. Talk about that. People want to know that. So I think it's really important to do that as well. And it's not going to just happen, you know, within a day. You know, it's a process. So you want to make sure you're being consistent. A lot of times I look at people's Instagrams or Facebook, and they just post quotes, or they haven't posted in 4 days, and then they come to me and ask me, well, why am I not getting distributors or loyal customers? I know we're talking about distributors right now, but you know, people want to see you. People want to see your consistency. So I think that's what I wanted to add a little bit, Natalie, because it's so important, you know, like, and getting them into your life is so important too. You know, tell your story. If you don't have a story, everyone has a story. So, you know, if you don't have a struggle, that's okay. You know, talk about why you joined, what the business is going to do for you. But I think, honestly, the best advice or the best tip I can give to you about distributors is really talking to them like they're your friend. You know, you're going to be a business partner with them. You're going to be talking to them on a daily basis, 2 or 3 times a week, you know, the least. So you want to make sure that they know you on a personal level. So make sure you're talking to them like you would talk to your sister, your best friend, so that they're comfortable with you. You know, it is a business, but still, you know, we are all human beings, you know, we want to be cared for. So make sure you're, you know, building that relationship.
So there's a question about what's the best way to answer when they ask that they just want to hear a little bit more about what we do after she already told them it's a health and wellness and we work from our phone. For me personally, I would kind of just, well, first of all, I would ask her if I can get that person on the phone or I meet in person, so I can actually give you more. Now that I know she is interested, so I wanted to get to know that person too, and I want to let them to get to know me. Obviously, if meeting in person is not possible, at the phone, if on the phone is not possible for whatever reason, there's some people that they just don't like to be on the phone. I will just give them, I would just say that this business is very simple. All you have to do is just to purchase your business kit and you can start, you know, working and on your business right away. Something like 2-3 sentences. That's what I would do. And then again, I would ask her something about her. Like, you know, if you haven't asked her yet, I would ask her, what do you do now? Or where do you live? How much money would you be interested to make? I mean, those kind of questions she wanted to know in order to keep talking to that person, because I don't think it's ever been like, oh, okay, I'm ready, and then just sign up. You do go back and forth with the conversation. So if the phone call is not an option or a meeting, give her a little bit more information, but ask more questions so she'll be able to continue answering and you get to know. I don't know, Corey, Danielle, if you guys have something else to add.
I think.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I think with that question, I usually say, like, what are your specific questions so I could help you further? Because if you're already telling them everything and then they want a little bit more of information, like, what are your specific questions? Also, get your leader, your upline on the phone with you. Do a 3-way. Even if it's in a chat. Like, I'm so open to that for anybody on my team. You know, get us in a chat. It's worked so well with so many people. Maybe there's something I could say that will help them, you know, or maybe you missed a little something that I could add to it. So that's also a tip.
Yes, I've done that a few times as well. So let's say you are asking her for, you know, get her on the phone. I know that's Sandy, so that would be me. So you can you can just see when she's available and then get me on it, and we'll do the 3-way. I've done it quite a few times.
So for me, it's a little different, only because I actually have signed all of my distributors just off of Facebook Messenger. I don't get people on the phone, and I have maybe met 3 of them in person. And so one of the things that you want to keep it, so I just want to put that out there, not saying that it's not a great idea to get people on the phone or meet them in person, because you eventually do want to meet them. I have anybody who's local, we've held meetings before and they've, come, so I get to meet everybody. And it's super important, if you can, to meet in person. But for me, how I would answer that question for that person is I would say, like Natalie said, really, really simple, because if you give them too much information, they don't know what they're doing. They have no idea. So you don't want to overwhelm them, and you want to keep asking a question. So my response to that would be, what we do is super simple. I help people with their health and wellness goals, financial goals, or both by sharing on Facebook and messaging them. And I do everything from my phone. Does that sound like something that you could do too? And I ask that question so that they can say yes, or like Danielle said, they can then say, well, what do you mean you share this with them? And I can say, we have tons of training, we have tons of pre-made graphics, tons of wording you can use, and I'll be able to give you all of that training when you purchase your license to sell. So kind of letting them know, like, you're not going to sign up and then I'm just going to go away. I will be with you every step of the way. I actually say that a lot. I'll be with you every single step of the way. Just to let them know, like, this isn't one of those things where you sign up and then you kind of like flounder through the dark. So that's how I would answer that question, by literally letting them know what I do every day. What do I do every day? I share the business opportunity, I share the products, and I help people with their goals, all from my cell phone. Does that sound like something that you can do? And keep in mind that it takes 8 times for someone to see something before they actually remember it. And then after like the 21st time, they start to get annoyed with what they're seeing and they kind of get mad at you. And then after the 25th time, then they actually start to consider joining you. So having said that, if you're talking about being a stay-at-home mom, or you're talking about someone wanting to earn an extra $500, or you're talking about a college kid, if you've talked about that one specific thing every single day for a month, then you'll start getting people showing up in your inbox. If you're kind of like spacing it all out, it's going to take a little while for people to show up. I like to do lifestyle posts and be very vulnerable as well, because you have people who are going to identify with you or identify with that struggle. Or, if you talk about where you're going, then they're going to be like, well, I want to go there too. Like, how are you doing that? But keep in mind, guys, that most people are not going to just openly be like, I want to do this, or mess it. Like, I do get a lot of people who do show up in my inbox and they're like, okay, you have piqued my interest. But that's by being vulnerable every single day and being like intentional with the posts that I make, not just like, hey, do you want to make 500 extra bucks? Like, you need to be vulnerable in your personal life and your business life, because that's when people are going to start watching you, and that's when they're going to show up in your inbox and say, all right, I'm intrigued. I just have, what are you doing? Like, I need to know. But all of those people that like those type of lifestyle posts, those are the people that I'm going to message and say, thanks so much for the love on my post. Are you considering doing what I do? Or are you interested in doing what I do? And that's it. That's all I ask. And then I let them say, well, I've been watching you, or someone will say, not really, but I just think that you're so positive, and that's why I love everything that you post. So when you're vulnerable and when you're, inspirational, or when you're relating to someone, that's when they're going to like that photo. And when they like it or react to it, that's their way of saying like, hey, the door is open, You got to go, you have to walk through it. You have to cross over that threshold. That's your job. It's not their job to message us. It's your job to message them. So hopefully out of that, the three of us, we answered your question pretty good.
How many times a day do ladies post about like business posts, lifestyle posts?
Probably about twice a day. Yeah, I would say. Usually once around like noonish, between like 10 and noon, and then one later in the afternoon or in the evening. And then during the rest of the day, I will just post about what I'm doing throughout the day, because not everybody gets to go for a hike with their best friend in the middle of the afternoon on a Tuesday, so that to me is also a business post. And usually I'll try to word it like, I did do that. I went on a hike with our daughters the other day, and I just put adventures is greater than time cards, so it really wasn't a business post, but it was just saying like, this is what I get to do today.
I like that. Natalie, how many times a day do you post like business posts? Distributor, like wanting to get distributors?
I would say, I would try to say, I think I will probably like 2, 3 maybe.
Yeah.
It's never the same. Sometimes I can almost mention something in almost every post, and sometimes maybe only once. But lately I have been challenging myself to do more, not just like, hey, join my team, I'm looking for a person to join my team. Kind of trying to stay away from those as much, even though maybe at the end I will say something like that, but more as a live post. And I'm being very intentional with my live posting where, or maybe some facts I wanted to say, but more like a dripping something, like, yes, I'm already at that point where I am working from home, so I can actually afford to do that. But even if you don't, you can still talk about where you're going with your business.
Yeah, I do the same. I do more like 2 to 3. But I like to tell like the story. Sometimes I just put like my feet up and just say like, I have one spot. No, anyone want to make a $10,000 bonus? Like simple, or anybody need extra income, just like a simple line. And sometimes I get more out of that than like a long, story. Because sometimes people just don't want to read those long stories, but people want to read your story too. Also what's helped me is I've been going live a lot on Facebook, and I almost have 600 followers. So I'm still new on Facebook, but I'm going live, and I went live about my why I joined this business. And then another one about, why this business. And after it, I got a lot of responses from it. So if you guys, I know it's hard because it took me so long to go live, but now I could care less because I'm like, this could reach someone that really needs this business. So, but I got so many PDTs from it. People that like from high school that are like, is this real? And I'm like, yes, it's real. It's really me doing it, and it's real money. It's not monopoly money. So I'm just going to continue doing it. So if you guys like, get the courage one day, get out of your comfort zone. And, I encourage you to do that because it's really helped me a lot. But yeah, it's been exciting. Anybody have any more questions, comments? Hi, Harper.
She's a little out of it, if you can't tell. I don't know. I have no idea what she's looking at. Well, now she's looking at me. But I'm not sure what she's swiping looking at. There was something else I wanted to add, and now I cannot remember for the life of me what it was.
My tip would be literally keep it simple. Only answer questions that they ask. If they have not asked you how much it costs, do not tell them. Just don't tell them. But I do sometimes, I would say objections. One of the things that before I used to, when people tell me I don't have the money, I will just let it go. Like, okay, no problem. When you find the money, just come back. But what I've learned is that I was doing such a big mistake. So you kind of walk you continue talking to them and find really what is the issue. You can suggest that they can sell something, garage sale, put on a credit card and still find the money. And you guys will see how many people will say, I don't have no money, out of fear. So or they just not serious, or they just don't see the value in this business. They, they don't see it as a business. They don't understand that that's actual investment. You'll see people who tell you don't have no money on Friday morning, and the Friday afternoon you'll see them shopping or partying, and and definitely spending more money than $99. So those are the things that you will have to not only ask people and give them a little bit of information, but really figure out what is the issue if they tell you, no, busy. I get the busy all the time. And actually, or maybe the husband, which I was actually today, I can share a little bit of what I've talked to. So I gave the person, she wanted to, she was she told me she's very, very interested. I contacted her on Instagram. She actually went and found me. A friend requested me on Facebook, sent me another message asking about the information on what I do. So that gives me, that tells me that that person is very interested. So I told her what are we doing, again, not a, short and sweet. And then she tells me, okay, thanks so much for the offer and for reaching out to me. I will see if I can. I'm currently going to school full time, and it take more than half my days from Monday to Friday. And I also have another job during the weekends. I talked to my husband about it, and he's not very open-minded about it. So that just shows me that she is still interested in the busy schedule. It's not the problem. The husband is what's the problem is. So I said, of course, no problem. And then I told her a little bit about myself. I say, when I joined this business, I also worked full-time job. And the worst part, my husband was not happy about me joining this type of business. I literally said that, because he is like yours, not open-minded at all. And some emojis I throw in. But because I was always busy and wanted something more, I joined anyways. And 2 years ago, I was able to quit my job, and I'm paying all our bills with the money I make in this business. And my husband is not complaining. So I just kind of, give her, instead of just saying, okay, cool,
yeah,
whatever. Then she actually says, did you have to buy the product? So now I continue talking to her, telling her that the product already come in our business kit, and everything else is already theirs, and she can start right away. So again, I mean, it's obviously it's between her and her husband, but I just don't want to just finish that conversation, to kind of give her a little bit more, because I love hearing so many different success stories, or when I go to conference or I meet some other It Works distributor, a lot of times I do ask, how did it start it? And guys, I mean, I would say 80% of people who started it and successful in this business, they started because they were skeptical, because they were hiding from their husbands. There was obstacles that they had to go through in order to even jumpstart their business. So that just shows me that not giving up on people who just, the first answer will say, you know what, maybe that's not for me because my husband does not like this, pyramid scheme or whatever.
Well, that's why she's going to be watching your posts now.
Yes.
More, so that's another thing that I like as well. So she's messaging you back and forth, and you're communicating back and forth. So you're gonna, she's gonna see more of your posts, which I love, see all my posts, keep messaging me.
Yes.
I also wanted to add really quick that online parties are great for people that have been on the fence, and you follow up with them and they have so many questions, or you feel like you're not really getting anywhere with them. And this actually goes great for potential distributors or customers, because they have a question, or they have something, and they aren't even really aware of what question it is. So I'll simply just send them a quick little message, and I like to do it when I have like a really good number of people that I can add to the party, like 10 or so. And I'll just say like, hey, I'm having, and it's a lot easier to get people to show up if you message them on like Wednesday that you're having a party on Saturday, rather than messaging them on the 1st saying that you're having a party on the 15th, because they're going to forget.
Yeah.
Especially because people get party invitations all day, every day. But I'll just say to them, you know, hey, I know that, you know, I'm having an online party on Saturday, and I know you're kind of on the fence about XYZ. Would you want to hop into the party to have some of your questions answered? I'm also doing a giveaway too, so make sure that you check in. The name of the party is whatever, change your health, change your wealth, whatever I say. I sent you an invite, just click join. So I don't even ask them if they want to be a part of the party, but I just let them know, like, I'm going to invite you to this so that you can have your questions answered. Here's the name of the party. And then what I'll do is after the party's over, I will message them and just say, like, hey, what did you think? And then they can either tell me that they were there or that they were whatever, and they're going to go check it out. But I have signed so many distributors that were on the fence by inviting them to an online party so that they can, because I think a lot of times people, they are afraid that if they've never tried a product, that they won't be able to be successful. And just by giving them some of the product information, they feel more comfortable because they are learning about the product before they join. So that is something that's worked really well for me. And then also, I remembered what I wanted to share earlier. Also, how I find some of my distributors, and I don't do this for every potential loyal customer I talk to. Excuse me, I'm telling this. I don't do this for every potential loyal customer, just the ones that I really would rather have as a distributor instead of a loyal customer. I will, because I always try to get to know my customers and ask them, you know, questions. And then I'll say, okay, I have one last question for you. Are you interested in just trying the products, or are you interested in making some extra money while you do it? And the reason why I like to do that for the ones that I think would make great distributors is because I was on a leadership Zoom, I don't even remember when, with Christy DeJesus, who is like, she's an ambassador and she's like a millionaire. And she said, she said that she would have never joined this business if she wasn't asked to, because she was interested in just wraps. That's what she was interested in. And the girl who signed her said, do you want to buy a box of wraps and try those out, or do you want to buy a business and make money while you wrap? And she was like, well, what's the difference? And she had it explained to her, and she was like, why not? And she's a millionaire now. So I will do that with people. And I actually just asked someone today, I said, okay, one last question. I know you're interested in trying all these products. Are you interested in making extra money too? Because we actually have this really great thing going on right now where when you start your business, you get free product in your business kit. And then you also are going to get a $100 shopping spree when you launch your business. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. And she said, I want to try the products right now, but I do want to join in the very near future. So that means for me, I get to write her name down. And after her 3 months is over, I get to say, okay, now that you love the products, you are totally going to join my team, girl. Like, don't wait any longer. So that is also a little tip that I like to use for people who I really think would be awesome in this business, because sometimes they don't know that you're looking for people to join your team.
It's true. I heard an ambassador say, like, if somebody was wanting to buy wraps at a loyal customer price, she'd be like, well, do you want to buy a business for $40 more?
Yeah.
So it was just like $40 more. That's it. You get a whole business. You start making money. So there are different ways to ask. Sorry, Natalie, I cut you off.
No, I was going to just say, and they don't even have to complete the 3 months agreement. Let's say they did the first month, they tried the product, and then they ready to be distributor, because they're already sharing their results and stuff like that. Then you can always convert them as a distributor.
And that's another thing. Like if you have an LC, a LC that's been with you since like the beginning, that's a good like idea to start talking to them about, you know, well, you love the product so much. You've been a customer since December. Would you like to make extra income? I've had a lot of LCs become distributors. And, you know, they buy the products, their friends are seeing their weight loss and their results. So they get those 4 customers right away. So definitely reach out to your customers. That's also a great way to get distributors.
If you guys have any questions?
Be excited. We're coming out with this new product. I can't wait.
I know it's going to be like a new product, some kind of new system. Who knows what they else going to be coming up with.
Yeah, they're making it really huge. Like, I feel like conference is coming up.
And they have a green, so they have for certain people coming on Friday and then certain people coming on Saturday. And they have something exciting will be announced on Friday, and then there will be something on Saturday.
Yeah, so they're getting both. Like if you only did one, don't worry, because the next day, you know, they'll be both.
That's what Stephanie said today. So that's pretty cool. So
that's
we already
awesome.
have to look out something on Friday, which is like a few more days.
Yes, so exciting. But go ahead.
Go ahead, sorry. I see Corey, like 2 different Corys. No, just a quick tip before the green carpet. If you don't have a list of your loyal customers, make sure you have that ready, because when a new product comes out, you always wanted to message those who you're already working with. I don't know what else they're gonna come up, if there's anything for distributors. I mean, we should be talking about that anyway to our loyal customers, but yeah, that's kind of just quick tip before green carpet.
Yeah, I mean, I just did a post that has my face and like, you know, shocked and saying like, we're getting a new product Friday. Who wants to find out first what it is? Comment below. So, you know, I had 2 people message me about it. So they didn't comment, but they messaged me. That's another thing. Like people are watching you. They might not like your stuff or message you, but they are watching. They're like, people want this. They're just too afraid, you know? So don't like cancel everybody out. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that's another tip you could do. I'm going to be posting that like twice a day till Friday. Like, who wants to know about the product? This is so exciting. But be excited, guys. This is really an amazing opportunity.
Yes. All right, guys. If there's nobody have any questions, we can. It's been an hour.
Yeah, that was awesome. Thank you guys for coming on. Have a great night. If you have any questions, let us know.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.